$48. Jackson Hewitt. I was their victim for a few years. Sup, Total Control 871. I guess the whole backstory to this ordeal, it's rather complicated and long. I think I focused basically on homelessness, how I became homeless, and even then I don't think I really covered everything. Of course, there is the nightmare fiasco of what New Jersey State Police did to me during the arrest, the sexual harassment, solicitation of a bribe, physical assault. I was assaulted. I was punched while handcuffed. There's a lot that's happened. Tonight I want to talk about the cycling aspect of this, the history, the FAQs, things like that. Hopefully I can get around to that. Let's see. Hold on a second, will you? Sorry, I really am trying to keep it together here and keep my focus. Also, I don't want you guys thinking that I'm trying to create a lot of hype or drama. I need to report what's happening currently and what that's going to lead to. Earlier today, I recorded my video will, my last will and testament. I have set that to private. When I go to end my life, I will switch that over to public. That'll be probably the last thing that I do. Hold on. The best that I can feel, the best that I can describe the feeling to you is, it's like claustrophobia when you're not inside of a tiny room. Everything is definitely closing in. I guess that's why I keep saying that I'm going to fight until I don't have any more room to fight. I am rapidly losing room, and I am trying to hold on. I don't want to be hyped, you know. I don't want to I don't want to create a bunch of melodrama or something. I'm just trying to be very factual. What is it that I want to say? Hold on. Hard at work keeping the panic at bay. So we're talking about cycling. We're talking about the history of this ordeal. So in our part 1 of our FAQ, I told you how I became homeless. I will now tell you how the nightmare scenario involving several of the police departments in this area began targeting and harassing me, ticketing me for doing what the law says. Although, I mean, it begins in the beginning of the page, basically. Our Egg Harbor Township unlawful stop with Officer Pahan. As I try to educate him on Title 39, 414 points 1 and 2. I make it clear that under hazardous conditions, probably at the epicenter of this ongoing fight with the police, it centers around two words and a particular type of hazardous condition. Okay, the word occupy and the word practical. Title 39, 414, it's a New Jersey statute for those of you who are outside of New Jersey. It imbues cyclists with all the rights to the road, and it tells us that we are to remain as far to the right side of the road as is practicable. It is the police's interpretation, it is motorists' personal interpretation that basically means ride in the gutter under any and all circumstances. The only time that the police will what do I say, admit or acquiesce or capitulate to the notion of me moving left into the lane of travel is if there is a large physical object in front of me, such as a stopped vehicle on the shoulder of the road, or maybe if there is something, a massive crater size road defect. Hold on. I'm sorry, but I really don't feel well at all. My appeal paperwork, it's incredibly difficult. It's not about leg work. Leg work I can do. I can ride to wherever a destination. It's just like what I was trying to explain with Jewish Family Services and disability. I don't need help getting to the office, because that's what one of the things Erin Bowes did for me. She came into the woods to where my cabin was, and she picked me up. She did that all alone. It's one of the things that I wanted to talk about in the whole declassified thing. In the written complaint, they said that I behaved in a hostile, threatening fashion all along. If that was true, then why did you go into the woods, you know, by yourself with a man to pick him up? Erin Bowes did so because she felt safe and comfortable doing so. I was not a threat. I was never a threat to her. The point that I'm making is that the paperwork, filling it out, it asks questions that I don't understand. I understand that people see me as articulate, intelligent. Thank you for those compliments. But when it comes to the bureaucracy of entitlements and things like that, I simply don't understand. This paperwork for this appeal, it asks us questions in language. I mean, it's English, but it uses terminology that I simply don't understand. I don't understand how to answer the question. It's just simply all crashing down. This is the last, I guess, the last mile. This is my green mile as I prepare for my own end, something that I don't want to do. It's not even that I love life. Life has been incredibly cruel and mean to me. I love that bike. You know, I I love my bike and I love cycling. It is the only thing that's ever brought me any semblance of peace and joy. One of the things that I reference is I'm sorry, I forget his name. It was a guy. He crashed his prop job plane into the IRS's building. That was several years ago. Maybe some people see him as a hero for that. Maybe some people see him as a terrorist. I think just about everybody hates the IRS. It's a lot of money that we worked hard, very, very hard for, that gets taken away from us, supposedly to make life better, to make life better. I understand the purpose of welfare. I've been a welfare recipient. But as I've also said in prior videos, I never lollygagged on the stuff. I think the first time I was on food stamps, they were paper stamps. And I don't know. Like I said, I made a quantum leap into the future. And the next time I found myself in need of food stamps again, it was on this, it's a blue card, it's called Family First, and I was like, wow, how long has that been going on? Maybe some people have made a career of being on welfare and knew all along. I don't. I've worked. But yeah, that the IRS guy, he crashed his plane, arguments over his possessions, his wealth, whatever trouble he got into. I don't know if he was... The point that I'm trying to make is that I don't want his mansion. I don't want his luxury cars. I don't want his plane. We saw in the bike shop that there are bicycles that are infinitely more sleek. I don't want them. I love my bicycle. I love the type of cyclist that I am. I don't want luxury. You would have thought that my preferences of life and in life would have made for a winning formula, winning equation. I stayed away from drugs, stayed away from crime, worked my entire life. This didn't work. This was not a winning formula. Not for me. It could be said that I got this weird feeling that if I had a whole bunch of evictions, a whole bunch of, I don't know, speeding tickets, DUIs, would my life have been better? Because you end up paying into a system. I mean, that's all that this system wants of us is just money, infinite money. I was talking, I know, I'm all over the place in topics. I'm sorry, I don't feel well, okay? I was talking to a restaurant owner. He has a very nice Italian restaurant, and he's a liquor license there. And I inquired with him about delivery. Not that I was looking to have alcoholic beverages delivered to me. I was curious as to why it's simply not allowed. How come I can order an $8 cheesesteak, but I can't order a $16 6-pack of Amstel Light, or however much it costs, $12 or whatever? You know, how come I can't do that? And he went on to explain it, that his liquor license would require a special endorsement. Unlike the food delivery drivers that can use their own personal cars to deliver food, he, the owner of the restaurant, would have to purchase a company vehicle, and then that vehicle would have to have a special sticker or endorsement or something for transporting alcoholic beverages. In other words, it would be a whole bunch of money and trouble. And I say all this is because many DUIs out there, whether you're just simply catching a ticket or whether you've killed somebody, it happens a lot with the half-drunk drivers. The drivers who started drinking and thought 3 beers that night would be enough, and then suddenly it's not enough and they want to go out and get another 6-pack, and then either they get tickets or they crash, they kill themselves, whatever the case may be. And I couldn't help but notice you've had some very, very terrible DUIs out there. Small children, entire families wiped out, heartbreaking obituaries, things that could have been prevented, highly preventable, had they just simply been allowed to pick up the phone, call a liquor store or call a restaurant and have the beverage delivered. But apparently our life, just like with the cycling, your life, my life, it's not valuable enough to the state's coffers, to their precious, precious money. It's all the hell they care about. They're okay with me being killed. They're okay with you being killed. They're going to make a way for that driver to get their license back. You hear about it. Multiple suspensions. Suspensions and sometimes into the teens, and still no revocation of the license. They have to keep them on the road. When you keep the drunk on the road, you keep the defense attorney in business. You keep the courts in business. You keep the police departments in business. It's all about their money. This is as best I can do for FAQs for the cycling. I'm sorry. It's as far to the right as practical. Cyclists get it. I understand. Not every single cyclist that takes to the road and rides in the gutter gets murdered and killed. I fully understand that. But it's highly insulting to think that the occasional murder is okay. Was the occasional murder of a police officer by the distracted driver considered okay and practical? Apparently not. I wanted to do this video. I wanted to show you guys out on Route 40. You can still see it. They widened the shoulder in 2009, but you can still see the grooves on the road in the shoulder where the line used to be painted, made wider. True, a cyclist like me benefits from it, but it wasn't done for me. It was done for the life of a police officer, because their life is the only one that they think matters. God, I don't feel well. It's like something is closing around my throat, and I cannot breathe. I have chest pains shooting down my arm, the left arm that I'm holding this camera with. I don't know how to explain it any better to you. If I could take this bike with me into the afterlife, I swear to God, I would have already killed myself. I don't know what else to say to you. I don't want there to be a bunch of melodrama. We have a few more days yet. So I don't want you guys thinking that I'm going to end my life at the end of this video. I still have to go to Trenton tomorrow. I'll be going from Trenton tomorrow. I'm going to do a video from Trenton tomorrow, hopefully, and let you guys know how the submission of the appeals paperwork went. Okay? I am trying to keep it together. I want you guys to keep it together too. Okay? And please, all my subscribers, I appreciate you, but I also want you to please subscribe to probably to many of the related. I think, doesn't YouTube put like related videos? Manchester Cyclist, Cycling Mikey, Cycle Gaz, X-Chop, Cheek Flapper, Scrag, Riding with Jav. Who else is out there? You know, Traffic Droid. Check out Traffic Droid. He's a very unique cyclist, you know. He makes me smile sometimes. I'm going to end with that. See if we can end on something of an upward note. Okay, guys, let's keep our heads up, and I'll see you in Trenton tomorrow. Total Control 871.